Magic the Gathering Commander Legends Dungeons & Dragons Battle for Baldur's Gate is a crossover between Magic the Gathering and Dungeons & Dragons. It focuses on Magic the Gathering's Commander format, and it's out now. If you'd like to learn more about the set, there is a link in the description of this video.
Hello everyone and welcome to another D&D Oxventure. I am Corazon de Baena, the swashbuckling pirate and the man they couldn't jail. That's right, they locked me up but I simply waited until nightfall and then waited the 30 days of my sentence and I strolled right out of there and they never even got me. So.
I'm Dob the Half-Orc Bard and I remember several instances that Corazon and I were in jail for some time.
Yeah, but then we got out, didn't we? We're out. So they
we
couldn't
are out
jail
now,
us
yeah.
indefinitely.
He's right.
Deal with it.
I'm Megbert, the Dragonborn Paladin. I've never been in jail or committed any kind of crime because it would affect my political career that I plan.
Why? What have you heard? I'm Prudence, the Tiefling Warlock, and they haven't built a jail that can hold me.
And I am Merylwen, the Wood Elf Druid, and I am free in the forest. Ooh.
And I'm literally everyone else in the world.
Yay!
Now, we have been summoned here, especially in some sort of arcane sponsorship deal for Magic the Gathering, Commander Legends, Dungeons & Dragons, Battle for Baldur's Gate, which, as everybody knows, obviously, is a Magic the Gathering. It's a new release with 4 different Commander decks, and we've got our hands on them. Hold on, I'll hold one up now.
Lovely.
There are 4 different planeswalkers for you to get your hands on. I have picked one of them, and this is going to form the bare bones of a very special Oxventure in that I don't know what's going to happen. Basically, there's a planeswalker at the end
Even
of this
less
adventure.
so than usual, you mean?
Yes, yeah, there's a whopping great caveat, isn't it? So there's going to be a planeswalker at the end of this adventure, with whom you will have some sort of meeting. But along the way, fate will decide what happens next, because I have a commander deck here, I have shuffled it well, and I'm going to draw cards to determine what against and what sort of shape the adventure takes.
Title party wipe incoming, folks.
It is possible. I have looked through some of these cards, and there's a lot of very nasty stuff in here. So
I've never been happier to not know what a planeswalker is.
Is it like a wing walker? Like something that's on the wing of an aeroplane?
I think
It's
I
one
got a
of them,
voucher
this
for that once.
character Barebones that you were talking about. Is that one?
I meant more in terms of a structural sort of. We'll get into it. You'll find out who you are up against, because this Oxventure begins just outside. You're having a nice day in the sunshine. You're in a nice big field. Seal Gaiman is kind of like lolloping through the long grass, kind of just occasionally his head like boop, boop, pops up above the grass, and you're having a tremendous time when your lovely day out is somewhat interrupted by a clap of thunder.
Oh, this guy again.
No!
And before you, levitating just above the grass, is
I open fire with my crossbow. I fire my crossbow. I fire my crossbow at the appearing shape.
He unfortunately dodges it expertly. And goes, "Still not so good with the crossbow, are you?"
Might have been if they'd let me roll.
Anyway, it is I, Binbag the Wizard. I have come to tell you of a great disturbance here in Geth. There is a new being that has arrived, and they're causing all sorts of...
Yes!
And from out of nowhere, from out of the long grass, springs this absolutely enormous wolf. Like, it is large, it has gnashing teeth. It catches Binbag by the throat and tears off into the distance. I mean, this, like I cannot cannot overemphasize how big this wolf is. You might call it a dread wolf.
Right.
And indeed,
I turn to the others and say, and anyway, so as I was saying, that's how you make the perfect daisy chain. Now, you've all got
That is
daisies.
so
If you want to give it a
interesting to me,
try.
Dob. I would love to. I start slitting daisy stems with my thumbnail.
That's good,
all right.
Corazon. That's good. That's good. Now, gently, because if you split the stem too far, it won't hold up when you put it all together.
Okay. Right. Is that okay? I hold up my...
Wait, let me roll dexterity.
I would never have guessed that this is your first day of daisy chaining.
Guys,
Okay, that's pretty good. That's a 16.
Pinbag,
So
Big Wolf.
You're right. Are you all right, Merylwen?
Yeah. Is that big wolf coming back or anything?
You hear a voice go, "I hope so," and somebody emerges from the grass. It is a woman. She has red hair. She's wearing sort of like lots of green clothing. She's got a necklace of big teeth around her, neck, and under one eye she has sort of blue woad painted.
Oh, wow.
She puts her hands on her knees and goes, "Which way did he go?"
That way.
Okay.
Who are you? Who are you? Sorry, I should introduce myself. I'm Corazon Debaina. I'm a planeswalker.
Okay.
I spent all morning planeswalking.
You spent all morning making daisy chains.
Shh, shut up, Prudence. I've just discovered what planeswalkers are, and I want to be one. So
Okay.
I'm trying to get my brand out there. I'm trying to cause some buzz about the new planeswalker in town.
That's funny you should say, actually. Only I'm a planeswalker. Hi, name's Faldorn. Dreadwolf Herald, excuse me. And, well, that's one of my Dreadwolves.
If you're the herald, shouldn't you have come before the Dreadwolf?
Well,
Told everyone
that's
that was all on the way.
normally how it goes, but he loves the scent of a wizard. He does. So he's
I step backwards.
Oh god, it's going to take me all
Nervously.
afternoon to catch him. But listen,
You want help?
I can probably handle this, but could you know what, if you could do me a favor? I was just on my way to sort something else out, but I've got to go get the Dreadwolf. It's kind of in the job description.
No need to rush. I mean, it seemed like it had lunch with it, so he'll probably be taking that. He'll take care of that for a while.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever tried to pick bits of wizard out of a Dreadwolf's teeth. It's not fun. It's not quick. It's not pleasant for anyone.
It's vital for the Dreadwolf's confidence that you let it finish eating bin bag.
That's true.
Okay, well, I'll see to that. But first, it sounded like just before he got by one of the wolves, he was trying to warn you about a new sort of disturbance.
Yeah, he does stuff like that all the time, though. I wouldn't
Always
pay
a
it too much
disturbance
mind.
with that guy.
Yeah.
So, bit of a thing. Let's just say I'm not the only planeswalker in town.
Yeah, that's right, I say, and then I do what I imagine planeswalking is, which is sort of big lunges through the field.
Yeah,
As you can see.
Listen, there's this guy. I say guy. He's more sort of just like a. Do you know what a mind flayer is?
Yes, we met one.
Oh yeah, one flayed
Okay.
my mind once.
Right. And you
That
obviously
explains a lot, actually.
you know what a pirate is from the looks of you.
As you can
Okay.
tell. I drop
Corazon's a
into full-
pirate.
I drop into a full splits.
Okay. Now, you just imagine a mind flayer and a pirate captain, just kind of squished into one. That's Captain Negatron. He's kind of how to put this. He's got a spell jamming ship. He kind of just like zips around between planes and different bits of space and everything. It's called the Scavenger, and let's just say he's moored up here in nice realm, by the way. Where are we?
Geth.
Oh, this
You're
is
in
Geth. Yeah.
Oh, Geth. Never heard of it. Anyway, he's parked up, and that's
We
kind
never
of
heard of you.
well, every day's a school day. He's kind of, like I say, he's moored up over there. How to put this? His sort of corrupting energy is going to completely change this realm and turn it into sort of a nightmarish hellscape, unless someone does something about it. I was going to go over there and sort of engage him in combat and try and banish him and send him packing.
But now you've got this wolf situation.
I've got this whole wolf situation,
Oh, okay.
so I was just...
Priorities.
Say
We'll
no
do it.
more.
Okay,
We'll
great.
go get the pirate.
Wait,
Brilliant.
How do we banish a planeswalker?
Just... You know what, it's kind of like just trying to get a cat to leave. You just sort of just need to
Get its
hassle
health
it
down to
until it-
zero.
Yeah.
Get
Hit
a
it with
bottle
a
of
cutlass.
the urine of a bigger cat.
Like I say, nice realm. I'm going to go get my wolf back. He's right. He is literally. You sort of see the big, sort of swirling mass of clouds way over
yeah.
yonder.
Right.
Yeah, that's where he is. You've just got to. Zoop, it's a straight line, straight
The one
over there.
that looks
send
like a
him packing.
disapproving father. Yeah? That one.
No one sees that.
Yeah, you do. Look, it looks he's scowling and shaking his fist and saying, Percy, you're a disappointment. No?
I see a daisy chain.
Okay.
like I say, straight line couldn't be more simple. You might encounter some things on the way, but then that's what being an adventurer is all about, right?
Certainly is, I
Sure.
say, and I start planeswalking across.
Okay, cool.
Well, I like our realm, no matter what we just heard about it actually being a trash realm.
Yeah.
And I would rather
That's
it
rude.
stayed not destroyed by a ghost pirate mind flayer. So I suggest we go banish them using spells and abilities
Yeah.
and innovative techniques.
Sounds good.
I'm curious
Sounds
about
good.
this hellish nightmare hellscape.
Yeah, I
but-
bet you are. Prudence.
But also, I'm curious to meet a mind flayer crossed with a captain pirate. So sounds right up my street. So
Probably
let's,
not even that good a pirate, though, I bet.
Let's go.
So,
That said, if we defeat them, maybe some good loot, some good pirate boots,
Could
maybe
steal
a good
the
pirate
ship.
hat. How big is a
Yeah,
mind flayer
there's a
head?
whole spell jamming ship in it for you.
Will their hat
maybe.
fit me?
difficult, because obviously they kind of, like, they eat mines, so you have to imagine their head is a bit bigger than that. I don't know.
To store all the mines, is that what you're saying?
No, but to kind of fit their mouth over
We
their
We could enlarge
Another
Corazon's
ice.
head. Someone must have a spell for that.
Or reduce the size of the hat? That would be...
No.
There's no
Get
way.
it, take it in.
So, Faldorn Dreadwolf Herald basically just runs off.
Planeswalks off.
It doesn't look like your understanding of planeswalking, but hey, Corazon, maybe Faldorn's new. You know, maybe they're new to
Hasn't
this.
got the technique down.
Exactly. So you start to set off over yonder. Let's see how far the corrupting influence of Captain Negatron has spread. Because you walk over... Oh, goodness me. Okay. All right, then.
I'm planeswalking.
You,
I got a card. What's the card?
Well, it's not great news. You crest a hill, and before you, sort of as the hill goes down, is what can only really be described as a consuming aberration.
Ooh.
It is. I'm
Sounds
going to
fun.
say it's about the height of 5 to 7 men, and it's a lot of
What?
tentacles, and
Friend
just
of yours,
one
Prudence?
really big eye in the middle, and it's just sort of flailing around, tearing up bits of countryside, lobbing them over the way.
Ah, that's
Just
an aberration, all right.
Yeah,
Those daisies are endangered. Or probably will be. I cast Shatter on its eyeball.
Well, this got off to a start. Okay, yes, sure. You cast Shatter on its eyeball.
All right,
Remind
team,
me,
let's
Shatter.
decide how we're going to engage with this monster.
Yeah,
I
I
think the
think we
stealthy
need to
approach
be
is...
careful.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
No one even suggested going around. I'm so proud of you. Okay, all right.
Maybe we could go around, I say.
I use my great knowledge of Eldritch Arcana and whatnot to
In my
study
mind-
before Tom lances it.
In my
the
mind, you're
eyeball.
like doing a huddle, and then out of focus, small in the background, you see a small dog finger.
Well, yeah, the range is 60
Yeah.
foot, so you're going to have to get within range of this thing. So while everyone
All right.
is having a bit of a huddle, yes, Dog,
Okay.
you run up.
All right, you've got
Sprinting
until
at
it takes me to get in range to come up with an alternative plan. I start
right.
sprinting towards its eye.
Okay.
What's your spell save DC, please?
Always a good
Dog.
question to hear.
All right,
First
Dog.
10 minutes.
alternate plan.
Oh,
alternate
yeah, you're
plan.
the one that
Alternate
used
plan.
spell. Yeah.
I've got an alternate plan.
What's your alternate plan, Corazon?
Prudence, banish it to your makeout
Oh,
dimension.
for a minute. I can
And then we can-
banish it to a dimension.
Yeah, and then we can
Yeah.
leg it.
Yeah, we can
And
do
we don't
that.
have to deal with it.
I mean, that's one of my 2 spell slots, and we don't know how many consuming aberrations are coming up between now and the next rest.
I mean,
Let me
there is a consuming aberration right here.
All right, fine. Okay, well, okay, fine. But can I? Yeah, okay, fine.
Okay.
We can have a short rest if you want afterwards.
Continue the picnic.
Yeah.
This is
I've still got
true.
sandwiches.
Yeah, you could have a long rest after this.
Spell save
The longest
DC.
rest.
Yep.
Spell save DC is 15.
Okay. Ooh, that is an 18 from the consuming aberration. So you
All right.
you
Dog
cast.
dies.
Oh, no, it is still going to take damage. So I need you to roll me 3 d8s,
You poke it in its eyeball.
but it's only going to take half of that.
Oh
damage.
no.
Yeah.
Darn.
Sorry.
3d8s.
Now it's just
Yep.
pissed off.
Way to shattered, dog.
All right, that's a 17.
Okay. Which halved is 5. We'll call that 9.
basically.
Okay. Yes. It is the same as if you just kind of walk up and go boop and flick it in the eyeball. It kind of goes like.
Right, now it's good and angry.
and starts blinking like a massive, like, it's quite goopy, sort of viscous material that you assume is kind of like tears, starts to form, and it's like, it brings down a hideous tentacle, and it's like, trying to make its eye feel better.
Maybe it was friendly.
Maybe it's just got conjunctivitis.
Cry for me,
it's crossed.
aberration.
Maybe it's one of the nice consuming aberrations. You get them probably. Nice ones.
Was there a plan to banish this thing?
Yeah, let's banish it. I'm going to banish it to another dimension now that we've done such a great job of irritating its eyeball.
Yes,
It's
and what
one
are you going to
giant
do with the
eyeball.
consuming aberration? No, when?
Gonna eviscerate it.
That doesn't work. Surely that doesn't work.
No.
Oh, you're certainly not getting inspiration for it.
Oh,
So,
Alright.
banish.
banish. Where's my banish? Hang on. Oh, maybe I don't have it on a card
You
here.
attempt to send one creature
Yeah, that's
you can
right.
see within range to another plane of existence. The target must
Yes.
succeed on a charisma saving throw or be banished.
How
What's your spell
charismatic
save?
are these aberrations?
Man, not wildly.
They're not great at parties.
It's a consuming aberration,
Yeah,
not a charming
clear-
aberration.
It's good
Clears
at the buffet.
immediately. Yeah.
What's your spell save DC, please, Prudence?
My spell save DC is 16.
That is a 2.
Yeah.
Yay!
Okie dokie. It is. Let's see.
Is it a dimensional being? Is it from another dimension? Surely it is. If it's come here because of Captain Mindflayer.
Captain Negatron,
Yes.
basically, his very being here with his spelljammer ship, just sort of contravenes seemingly one of the natural laws of Geth. So things are just being pulled in.
Okay.
So not everything in this deck, you'll be pleased to hear, is a nightmarish interdimensional being.
Okay.
Okay.
But either way,
to know.
the consuming aberration is not where it normally is. So
Yes.
with a faint popping noise, it has returned to its home plane.
Okay, cheese it. You've got 60 seconds, I think. 60 seconds
All
before
right,
it's
break
back.
for the tree line, everyone.
I turn to
Leg
everyone
it.
else and say, "Hey, I think I shattered it into."
Another
another
dimension. You shattered
realm?
it so
Good work,
hard.
dog.
Okay, you spend the next 60
Run.
seconds running away, and you end up at a temple.
Whoa,
It seems sort of
I think we'd have
idolatrous.
spotted that
You-
earlier.
It's, you know what? It is very, very large. Actually, it's kind of multi-tiered. It kind of towers above you. It's sort of very it's beautiful. It's brilliantly lit from above, and it kind of has these pinkish and bluish tones. And it's not a temple to any god that you recognise. You might go so far as to say it's a temple of the false god. But it seems like a very
Hey now. Hey.
it seems like a very nice place to have a
Lavash
picnic.
foe.
For example. So if you wanted to say take an 8-hour picnic,
Yeah.
Yes.
you can have that as a gimme. Okie dokie.
All right. Well, who's got sandwiches? Anyone?
We're not going to be infighting Trim after 8 hours of sandwich eating.
Okay. Someone must have a sandwich spell, and then
I
we'll
have
get a
some
long rest, and
dried
you can dried fruits,
Oh.
large sandwiches.
Take your trail mix and
Dob, make magic sandwiches
Get out of
somehow.
I cast prestidigitation on a pine cone. It
Yeah.
tastes like a good sandwich.
Okay. You know what? It takes about 8 hours to eat a pine cone from
Yeah,
scratch.
I crunch down.
Yeah, especially if you're pausing to savour the flavour.
Yeah.
Great. And eventually you kind of you dust off the pine cone crumbs, and you step out of the back entrance of the Temple of the False God, continuing on your way to
Wait. No loot in this temple. What about jeweled chalices and
It's all fake.
things
It's all
of that
fool's
nature?
gold because it's.
Would
the
you
false
like
god.
would you like to search for a jeweled treasure?
No, Corazon, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
I would, yes.
Okay, you find a swamp.
Oh, it's one of those
you-
swamp temples.
You open a door and you're like, aha, it will surely be lots of treasure in here. And you step over, the floor's a little bit uneven, and you trip and you land in a swamp room. It is one of those swamp temples. You're covered in swamp.
Face down, yeah.
Yep.
Is it like the lift in The Shining, but swamp comes out?
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. Just a whole bayou comes flooding through the door.
You
All right,
think
it's
there
all
might be
wetlands
gators.
around here now.
You can hear somebody playing a banjo way off in the distance.
All right, don't let him roll you. Let's get out of here.
Creepy. Okay. Come on, Corazon. Leave the
All right.
swamp.
Dob,
All right, we
can I
escaped
have
the
some
temple.
prestidigitation on my clothes, please?
Yes. What would you like it to smell or taste like? Or would you
I'd
want
like it.
randomized prestidigitation?
No, I'd like a sort of, just my normal scent, like rich figs
Oh yeah. The normal Corazon scent of rich figs. Yeah.
and sort of, salt air.
Yeah.
Is prestidigitation like a cantrip, or are you burning through spell slots here?
Right, Egg, but just for that, you're getting flavoured something
Yeah.
unappealing.
Is this a cantrip? Make him smell of swamp.
I don't need to make him smell of swamp.
Make him smell of ultra swamp.
I make Egbert smell of ultra swamp.
Okay. So you sort of start wading through the swamp, and good news actually. You do find one bit of treasure on your way out of the Temple of the False God, which is now a swamp. It is, how to put this, an absolutely enormous horn, like a
All right, now we're talking.
like a hunting horn.
yeah.
It has kind of like a lovely gilt sort of pattern with interwoven bands kind of placed near the end of it, near the mouthpiece. This thing is the size of two people.
Whoa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give
Well,
me a
then
hand
rather
blow.
than carry
Let's-
it with us, should we blow on it and summon whatever it summons now?
Well, let's just check if it does summon anything.
by
so-
blowing on it.
Let's give it a 2.
Okay. You give a blast on the herald's horn. It shakes the very ground beneath your feet. Kind of like the swamp is just kind of like. And actually, sort of pushing aside. Okay, pushing aside sort of some hanging vines and sort of moving towards you, wearing sort of like very scholarly robes, which kind of hang long over its sort of like grasping fingers, and the colour offsets very nicely the sort of the tentacles coming from his face. Comes sort of it looks like some sort of scholar that is also a mind flayer.
Great. Hail and well met.
We've
my
got one on
scholarly
our
friend.
team now, right?
Banish it, Prudence.
No,
I
oh,
am,
wait, hang on.
is it on
we
our team?
summoned him. He's on our side.
Oh,
I am Grazulax, the Illithid scholar,
Yes.
Hello, Gravelax. How's it
who
going?
has summoned me with the herald's horn.
Tis.
This
yeah,
guy.
we all have collectively.
He's- No.
Oh,
No, I'm pretty sure it wasn't me.
interesting. Well, listen, you summoned me. I know not for what purpose, but here's the deal. I am. Have you heard of a mind flayer?
Yes.
Yes.
We're out
Okay.
to set a
But
bad one.
we've never had one on our team before, so I have several questions. One, what does mind taste like?
Actually, it depends. In my instance, I prefer to eat the brains of people who have studied very hard and are knowledgeable about a great many things.
Great.
I like nothing more than to eat genius. In fact, I go so far as to say that if it has an IQ below 140, I won't even bother. So, which among you is the most scholarly? Who is going to have the tastiest bonds?
Probably
It's
Prudence.
not me.
Which one is Prudence? We've only just met.
No.
I point at
Yeah,
Prudence.
that's right. No,
I'm not saying.
Hello,
No one's going to give me up except Dob, who had already given me up.
hello, Grazulax. Nice to meet you. Just one second.
No,
He kind of-
Oh,
he
no,
starts to kind of-
Off,
he starts
Gravelax.
to
We
touch at your- Oh,
Gravelax. We
Oh.
summoned you to be on our team. We're taking you to a delicious genius brain of
genius
of
pirate.
another mind flayer who's eaten all the genius brains.
Do you eat other mind flayers, or is that some sort of forbidden
Is that a
cannibalism?
taboo in your culture?
Well,
Yeah,
we
more
don't-
questions.
We're trying not to talk about that, but look, there's good news and there's bad news. The good news is that your IQ is absolutely monstrous, well over 200, I'd say. The bad news for me is that I cannot handle spicy foods, and it seems like you have spent a long time studying very spicy, naughty, bad things.
Yeah, a lot of spicy stuff up here.
Yeah.
So,
So,
can't hack it, can you?
listen, did you say that there's tasty, yummy, high IQ brain for me somewhere
Oh, yeah.
further along the line?
Oh yeah. Well, if you want to join the squad, then we're going to
Join the
go
crew.
and take on this evil pirate mind flayer, and you can have that. You can have the brain. None of us are going to eat that.
You say
Well,
join
there
the
you can have
squad,
half the brain.
What are you going to do with it?
Eat the rest.
You don't eat. You don't eat
Gain
brains. Top.
You might want to try.
Well, he's allowed to try some.
Yeah, thank you. It's Mind Flayer knows.
If it
Top,
is
I don't think you should eat
truly
anyone's brains.
Well, the
well,
Mind Flayer's open to new experiences, even if none of the rest of you are.
don't knock it till you've tried it.
There you go.
Great.
Um,
Okay. So
Can
yes,
you get
I
full
will.
of brain? Can
Well,
you get brain indigestion? Can
well,
you get mind acid reflux?
well, it's sort of it's a question of biology, really, because you can't get acid reflux if you don't have a diaphragm.
Do you
What
have
I
to
have
eat
is
food
a
as well as eating minds, or do you
series
just
of
need to eat minds?
Are we going to? These questions going to last for the entirety of the journey towards this delicious brain?
Yes.
We can ask questions and walk.
No, it wasn't it was not a request. All right. I'll call this an anthropologic study of adventurers and their ilk. Yeah. Well, the thing about acid reflux is, and he kind of like drapes a weird hand across your shoulders and starts patiently answering your many, many questions.
I never would have guessed that.
Toward the scavenger and Captain Negatron, who awaits you. Oh, criminy.
What do we get?
Gimme.
Well,
Sorry.
Grazilax is kind of shimmying forward, kind of being like, and of course, blah, 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 when you hear a voice from the side saying, "Hello there, Grazilax." Grazilax looks up and says, 2 mind flares in as many minutes. What are the odds? Guild feeder, how's it going? And then he kind of turns to you and goes, is anybody racked with guilt about anything at this point in time?
Never. Not a day in my life.
No.
Why?
Yeah.
Is this some sort
I mean,
of guilt-loving mind
Has
flayer?
anyone ever done something about which they feel terrible and it might have altered their entire life path?
Yes. But
Okay.
but not like I'm not dwelling
Oh
on
wait,
it
Egbert
right
more
now.
than Egbert, even more than me. Yeah, him.
Right.
Egbert.
Yes. Okay. Just you stay behind me, and I will try to distract him. Okay? Just think happy thoughts. Think of some good things you've done. You've probably done something good.
I'll have a think.
Wait, I have an idea. Gravelax. If you do something...
Just not my name.
if you
Grazilax.
If you do something now that you feel so horrendously guilty about, maybe this other Mind Flayer will be distracted and chase you, and we can get away.
All right. I'll cast Shatter on your groin. And he goes. And I need you to make
You better
me
feel guilty about it, though, for real.
I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
I'm not convinced Dob has ever felt guilty about that, so
Difficulty is 16.
23.
Oh, okay, so you only take half damage, which is...
just the one of the boys gets shattered.
That's 9
Well,
points of damage.
Half of each.
You go down. I mean, you did kind of want this to work.
Yeah.
Because you hit the deck. If anything, you go a bit greener. And he goes, oh, goodness me, I'm sorry. Oh, it
really hurt!
Oh, no,
I didn't
don't
do anything
feel good
to you.
about this.
You thought we were friends.
I'm very sorry.
How could you do this?
Suddenly, there is a guilt feeder going, and kind of like, like massaging Grazilax's scalp. And he turns and kind of bats away at the guilt feeder and goes, Guilt feeder, stop that. You'll know about the ancient taboo. And he goes, forgive me, my appetite's got the better of me for a moment. Oh, hang on a minute. Someone's just lost a puppy over yonder. I can sense their guilt. And he sort of totters off towards the nearest town.
Why? What did they do to the puppy?
They lost it. They feel bad about it. I'd feel pretty bad if I lost a puppy.
Yeah, that's fair.
Wow, Dub.
Now I'm sad.
And you still feel sick from the shot in the nards.
Okay. I stagger to my feet.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Another successful interaction, everybody.
So, Grazilax, I'm going to get this card out of the discard pile. Grazilax, the Illithid scholar, kind of sits you up and goes, I'm so sorry about that. Here, why don't you have a drink from this ever-flowing chalice that I have in my pocket? It's Do watch out, because this chalice actually has lots and lots of spikes on it, but it is filled with a delicious brew that will make you feel better.
All right. Yeah, sounds like a worthwhile trade.
Yeah.
I gingerly take the horn and plenty and...
Yeah.
Remember
to pour some on your crotch. In case it's a holy grail situation.
I don't think it's applied topically, is it?
It's not a topic. It's to be ingested. Take orally is the advice. It's written. You can't read it. It's in sort of ancient runes. It's written on the bottom. Ever-flowing chalice. Take orally as required.
Cool though.
Look.
Careful of the spikes.
How do you feel, Dob? Good.
Yeah, I think I feel good. I don't think I feel any worse. Yeah, I sort of flex the old groin, and it feels like it's
great. Good. You have recovered all of your hit points.
hooray!
And then Grazlax takes the chalice back from you and goes, brilliant. See you later, chalice, and just throws it way off into the distance. It disappears.
Isn't it ever flowing?
Yes.
Yeah, it's ever flowing over there now.
What's the fun in adventuring if you have an unlimited full health healing potion?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Kind of ruins the fun, doesn't it?
Well, I suppose.
Well, I've done it now anyway. Let's see what's coming up next on our adventure, pals. I don't know why I'm suddenly leading it.
Yes, no, let's stride onwards, I say, planes walking out of the room.
Ooh, okay, make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Oh, course.
By Johnny saying someone else should do something.
In fairness, I hadn't drawn the card yet.
It's a 9.
Okie dokie.
Simply planes walk out of the room.
How to put this? As you sort of, as you are, you're definitely not dead, but you're kind of, you're planeswalking your way, sort of across the, still in the direction of Captain Negatron. When you sort of, there's some ruins that are sort of pop up, and you walk through sort of like a gateway in these ruins, and that's when you hear like and there's a kind of noise. You're going to take 6 points of piercing damage. As basically, how to describe this? If you imagine sort of someone has taken the wheel from a wagon,
Right.
but made it metal and cool, and there is a skull at the centre, and there are sort of just blades on the outside. And
That's rad as hell.
Sort of, it really is. It's on a chain, and when you throw it, it kind of swings and goes. And there is a man you see on top of the ruins with a sort of like executioner's almost like basket on his head. He's wearing some striped trousers, and he points at you and goes, "Ha ha! Curtain's cool."
Hey, Dick! That hurts! I shout.
Prudent, snipe
Dick,
him.
I repeat.
Yeah, I use my Eldritch Spear to blast him from long range with Eldritch Blast.
All right, make
Knock him
a
off
make
the
a
top
roll
of
for
those
it.
ruins. All right.
This
okay.
dude is shirtless, so I'm going to say his AC is 11.
Wait, maybe don't snipe him yet.
I'm just saying he's not wearing much in the way of armour,
Okay, good.
apart from
All
the
right.
sort of metal
All right.
basket on his head.
I'm going to roll twice, obviously, because it's a twin-pronged Eldritch Blast.
Naturally.
And that is a 20. Come on, maths. A 23,
Certainly a
and
hit.
also a 12. So less.
No, both are hits, though.
Hooray! Two
Both
hits.
are hits.
Choo-choo.
Okay, roll me some damage if you would be so kind.
Damage. Yeah, all right.
Alright, and I'm going to throw a rock that I found on the floor.
Throw it really hard.
Yeah, hard at him.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm going to add my charisma, obviously. Charisma
Wait,
bonus.
is the big blade near me, or did it go back to him?
It's kind of like... it's swung up, and there's going to be a back arc, sort of. It kind of was a glancing blow, so it's kind of reaching the end of its arc that way, and it's going to start swinging back.
Okay. Well,
Do I
8 and a
sense
12.
some sort of... 8 and a
20.
12.
8 and a 12, so 20.
Yeah, I'm going to say that is enough to absolutely obliterate this guy.
Hooray!
How much damage does my rock do?
That's a good point. Why don't you roll me a d6?
Oh, okay. So 2.
Okay, great. Prudence, what does it look like? You have absolutely smoked this guy into bits.
They land simultaneously, and for effect, I've.
You mean your blast and my rock?
Yes. Now, what if the rock lands slightly? You were a bit closer because you did get hit by the incredibly cool wheel covered in blades. So it just dinks off his nose, and then his head is obliterated. His chest is obliterated, and I double tap on the head area.
Wow.
So
just to be sure.
I
so
stare
there's 2 red
with horror
mists.
at my hand.
He becomes 2 red mists, one atop the other, and a pair of legs that just sort of flump off the ruins.
Was he pulling on a lever that controlled this big spiky wheel, or was he wielding the big spiky wheel as its own?
This
kind of
guy
weapon?
was old school. He was just catching the big spiky wheel and then sending it again.
Does that mean that can we
So
take the
swing-
wheel?
Yeah. Is it still swinging? Is it about to swing back around?
It's
and
swinging
hit someone?
back, swinging back towards
Right.
the sort of twin clouds of.
If you want to try and
mist.
catch it, Dob,
You might, Corazon, you might want to step out of the way.
Yeah, I roll under it as it comes back, and I also say, folks, I've not quite come to terms with my new planeswalker powers yet. Clearly, I need to understand my new abilities.
Is it a curse?
Or a
It
gift?
may well, or a gift.
You didn't ask for this.
Or is it a prudence?
Is the pizza cutter on a chain?
Yes, it is very much on a chain.
Okay. Right. Well, I would like to cut the chain by throwing something at it that is sharp. Egbert, you've got something sharp, right?
Egbert, you're sharp.
I mean, where's the lie?
Egbert, can I borrow your
Spray
shield?
acid?
And
I feel like you could acid it. You could acid the chain. And
Or a
then
Yeah, or you
concentrated
could-
beam of flame would melt
you,
it.
you can heat
yes.
metal it or something.
yeah, you got
or...
heat metal.
just melt it.
I gotta be touching it to do heat metal.
Oh.
I don't have
Well,
anything
you
You
Flame
can see
breath.
where. Look,
Flame breath.
I look around.
All right. Too much
for where-
deliberation. It's bear down protocol. I throw Cat Merylwen at the chain.
Okay.
I can't. I'm just Merylwen.
Well, I throw Merylwen. I
Crunch Meryl went
Think-
down into a cat shape.
Think fast, Merylwen. You'll probably want to be a cat ASAP or whatever.
So this is strength athletics, please, from you, Dob. And you know what, Meryl, I'm going to need a dexterity saving throw from you too,
Okay.
because you're
18.
about 18. That's it. The throw is good. The throw is strong. You are flying straight at this chain. Let's see if you can. I say stick the landing. Let's see if you can maintain this course while turning into a bear.
Yeah, slice it in midair in a cool way.
Well, I'm not even a cat yet, so that's a 10. And then I turn into a cat. Yeah.
Oh, so you're turning into a cat.
To
In
fly.
midair.
Okay, yeah. So, here's the thing, is that as you turn into a cat, your understanding of sort of up and down and your sort of self-righting instincts change, because you have literally changed into a different species. And you don't exactly get it right. What happens is you turn into a cat and then suddenly you're kind of flying backwards toward this thing. So you do hit the chain, but you hit it kind of you get smashed into it. And you are now sort of sliding down the chain toward the spinning wheel of blades and almost certain death. What are you going to do about it?
I'm going to panic.
That much is evident.
I'm going to
Good start.
try and claw and hold on to the chain, if possible.
Okay.
I'm going to try and grab with my little tiny cat paws. Meow, meow, meow.
Make this Dex acrobatics check,
Okay.
please. It's going to be quite difficult, I think.
17.
Okay, you can have that. Two of the links are kind of manage to they pull out a tuft of fur as you go, and you're like, "Mah!" but you are now just kind of holding on to this chain and swinging back and forth on just like.
I say to the others, all right, now watch. Now. All right.
Okay.
Now watch.
Now I turn back into Merylwen, now that I've got grip, because I just trusted my cat self more than my elf self. And then what I would like to do is produce flame and try and like hold onto the chain, actually below me, so that I don't fall onto it. So underneath me, I'd like to produce flame and just slowly try and melt or at least buckle some of the chain so it falls.
Alrighty.
And I shout, clear the way below, so that no one is in where it could end up, you know.
That classic shout when danger is imminent. Clear the way below!
Mind your back.
Seems like kind of a long shout, I say, as a large shadow widens.
Grazalax is standing right next to you, be like, is this how you normally solve your problems?
Pretty much, yeah, this is representative.
I would have been so sick if I ate from your brain. But he is also not moving. So he and Dob, I think, are going to have to make a dex saving throw to get out of the way at the last second.
It'd be so funny if the smug mind flare got sliced. What was it, sorry?
No.
Dex saving throw. No problem.
Johnny, no, what have I done?
26.
Well, Dob, you do like a wonderful handspring out of the way. You stick the landing, you kind of like... It's absolutely glorious. If there were judges, they would be giving you perfect 10s.
But
Grazalax is quite easily distracted by this and goes, oh, well, that's nifty. And then just...
no, Grazalax!
It's like...
friend.
Imagine he gets flattened by an asteroid, but it's not an asteroid, it's just a spinning wheel of blades. And just like... and it comes to a stop because something's caught in the gears.
Oh.
And you're kind of all just standing there like...
Grazalax.
I'm hanging there like...
Merylwen, what have you done? You killed Gravelax.
Well, Dob, if you want to eat half a brain, this one's neatly sliced.
Yeah.
So,
It's already been pre-portioned.
yeah.
You hear
I'm
from
not feeling
underneath
as hungry
the
as
wheel,
I thought I would be.
you hear sort of one final death rattle as he goes, it's Grazalax.
Dear sweet Gravelax, we will honour your memory.
He's delirious.
Grazalax
I'm already
mocking
mocking up a little tombstone with Gravelax written.
Look, I think we all have to agree it's how he would have wanted to go.
Well, I mean, that was our plan A in terms of like pirate defeat.
We all have to agree it's how he would have wanted to go.
At least let's take the razor blade wheel with us.
Maybe. Okay. Has Gravelax got anything on him?
Is Gravelax so smashed up that we can't take Gravelax's like head to wear as a disguise and pretend to be a mind flayer?
Split in two.
You
Right.
Not sword in half.
Grazalax, Illithid Scholar, is in no fit shape to serve as a costume or a body double or as anything but maybe some chum if you happened to go fishing.
Does he have any documents on him detailing ways to defeat mind flayers?
Do you tend to carry documents on you? Like, as to how
We've got one data point on how to defeat them.
Okay.
Oh yeah, well, I forgot the whole point of getting the big wheel. It was so we could
To
have
throw
it.
it at.
Yeah, because it's a cool big wheel covered in
Clearly
razor.
works. Clearly
How it
works.
works against. We know mind flayers are weak to being sliced
Okay,
apart. with
right.
big
So
wheels.
we're past the
I'm
mind
weak to
flayer
being
trials.
sliced
We're ready
apart.
to go to market with this.
They have an elemental weakness to big slicing wheels.
Crushed my blades. Okie dokie. All right. So, let's see now. So it seems like, and I'm not accusing you of having dallied at all on this adventure, or to have sort of been easily sidetracked, or to have wasted any time, but it does
very
seem like
idea.
the corrupting influence of Captain Negatron is spreading, because the ground beneath your feet kind of goes, and then kind of, it changes in an instant, and you find yourselves on an island.
Wow.
You are
Did
now
the
just
wheel
on
come?
Yes, the wheel is there.
Yes.
The water kind of, the waves are crashing around you, blessedly kind of slopping onto the rocks and carrying away some of your former adventuring colleague. Some seagulls are kind of like, "Ma, ma."
The sharks are
Where am I?
circling.
Have wanted.
I've been hanging from a chain. Is that gone?
Oh
yeah.
In a,
Yes.
like a forest. I was assuming it's hanging from a tree or a rock outcrop or
it was
something.
hanging from some ruins.
Have we all been
ruins.
teleported but Merylwen?
No, actually, you know what? The ruins came with, but they have not survived the journey well and are now crumbling. So you are sort of hurtling toward the ground.
Ah!
I
The
catch
second time
Merylwen.
today.
All right, Dub, make me a Dex acrobatics check, please, or a strength athletics check, whichever you prefer. It depends how you're going to try and catch your airborne wood elf druid
24.
friend. 24. Yeah, just like
Tom's rolling well
catches.
today.
Perfect catch under the back,
Thank you.
crooks of the knees, bonk.
Thank you. Put me down immediately. Do not throw me. Thank you.
It worked, didn't it? By the way, Gravelax died.
I know. I saw.
It's hard
Had a
to
nice
miss.
bird's eye view from it.
Ugh. So, let us see now. The change into an island that has sort of suddenly happened beneath your feet and not gone brilliantly for some of you, to say the very least, has at least brought you somewhat closer to your goal of reaching the scavenger and Captain Negatron and basically trying to send him packing.
Well,
You can now
marooned again,
see.
folks. I've got a pistol with a single shot, but if we all line our heads up, I could probably.
Wow. Well, I'm
send
an
it
elf.
through.
I'm fine.
What do you mean, like you're finding that you'll live on this island for much longer than we will?
Yeah.
All right,
Well-
well, have fun, I say.
Wait, are you immortal, Merylwen?
You need to eat,
no, I
don't
just
you?
think. Yeah, yeah.
What are you going to eat on the
Eat
island?
us. Are you going to eat
Oh,
us?
she's
You-
going to
you're
let
gonna
us
eat
shoot
us!
ourselves and eat.
She's going to eat us! We have to eat her first. Gravelax was right.
And that's when. Oh my god. That's when you notice the stairs.
Stand back, all of you, I say. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, the
Yeah,
stairs.
Corazon kind of like pointing the gun. You nearly sort of step off into these stairs and go flying down, but thankfully you sort of catch yourself and realise that yes, before you is some steps sort of hewn into the very rock of the island, which go down into some sort of it's a cavern really. As you might expect, it's partly waterlogged, sort of the ground is very wet, and there are all sorts of interesting. They almost look like fungi, kind of like there's vegetation that's kind of in these big sort of big plateau kind of things. But
Is
the
there
ceiling,
mushroom?
the ceiling is sort of like arches with sort of these columns and buttresses and things. You're in some sort of dark water catacombs, so at least you know if Corazon has his way, you know exactly where to put yourselves. At the very end of the thing, but it does look like these catacombs kind of stretch along for a good distance. There's sort of a tunnel going off into the background, so maybe there's a tunnel network that could lead you closer to the scavenger. You think?
Yeah, and then we wouldn't have to go over ground with all the waves and walruses.
All right, I cast dancing lights and send a ball of glowing light across to the other side of the catacomb to illuminate it, so we can see where we're going.
Alrighty.
Don't worry, everyone. We can see where we're going. I say.
I see a new.
I
Corazon, turn that off. It's a little bright.
send.
Yeah. If anything is hurting our eyes.
I send
Those
an
of us with
incredibly
dark vision.
bright dancing light flare into Merylwen's eyes, like she's wearing night vision goggles, and
Okay.
a flare's gone off.
This carries on. How long does dancing lights last?
What a wonderful question. Let me just look.
1 year.
Up to 1 minute.
Oh, up to 1 minute. Okay, I thought you were going to say an hour. Is it a cantrip?
Yes.
Oh, so you can just cast it loads. Great. You spend the next hour
Non-stop.
going through this sort of strange tunnel network, while Corazon basically
Yeah.
sets off flashbang after flashbang after flashbang.
Yeah.
Oh,
I would
it
also
does.
Some
like
Dracula
to.
sunglasses on. Little
I can cast up to 4 of them, and I can
Oh
also combine the 4 lights into one glowing, vaguely humanoid
Oh.
form of medium size. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to walk along talking to my light humanoid, moaning about everyone and their dark vision.
Absolutely incredible. It is, I guess you could call it passage aggression.
Oh! Inspiration. If
But,
I could give inspiration, I would.
Eventually, you find a set of stairs kind of going up. these stairs are considerably rougher in nature. The very edges of them are actually where you would expect sort of ancient stone steps to be sort of worn. These seem razor sharp. You are stepping onto what is clearly like a very dangerous island. You might even call it a tainted isle, because it's all rocky crag, and there's sort of an ominous glow coming from the walls of the cavern as you kind of emerge onto this tainted isle.
All right, who's tainted this isle? Oh no, Dob.
Hey, look at me. It was tainted when we got here.
I can't prestidigitate. I can't prestidigitation on this scale.
Prestidigitation.
Is Merylwen all right?
I would
My
like.
eyes hurt. I've got a headache from the dancing lights.
All right, Merylwen, what do you want to smell and taste like?
I'm fine.
Just double checking that there wasn't a flavouring imminent. I never like to talk across people.
I'm
Okie dokie.
salty enough as I am.
So, what happens next?
No, wait. I prestidigitate Merylwen so that she tastes like chips, so that seagulls swarm on her.
I don't make the rules. You,
Canon. It's
Merylwen,
been spoken into canon.
are being mobbed by seagulls. They kind of just...
I can't stand friendship!
They peck you ever so slightly more softly. Like they're not out to hurt you, but they cannot resist the delicious sort of salty vinegary smell that's coming off of you. Even your fellow adventurers' mouths are probably watering. Like, you smell delicious.
Smells pretty good.
You know, it's not your fault. You can't help it.
That was a
Did
long
it.
old Catacombs hike. I'm hungry.
And
What
okay,
if we catch some of these seagulls? Roast up real good. Use
wow.
Merylwen as bait to catch
I've got-
these seagulls.
I've still got Gravelax's brain if anyone's hungry. I popped it in my haversack.
It's extremely funny you should mention catching seagulls, because just as Merylwen is kind of like, this sort of dark, kind of purple shape kind of whips across in the air just above Merylwen's head, and then you hear like a blah, and there are some feathers just drifting down, and you see something kind of sort of crouched over on the sand. It has it seems to have a lot of limbs, but the limbs seem sort of like tentacles, and from its what sort of looks like its back, it's got exposed vertebrae, and it's got these big they almost look like exhaust chutes on its back, kind of spiking all over it. There are several different mouths on this beast. It is kind of like basically what it's doing now is kind of going and like feeding a seagull in up here, feeding one down here.
Whoa.
And it's completely preoccupied with eating these seagulls. When you hear in the distance, you hear a and some sort of hunting horn goes off. And this creature, you might even call it a hunted horror, looks up from its brief repast and it's like and starts to kind of skitter away across the rocks, which is when two centaurs
Oh no!
in their upper bodies are in like plate armor, and they have spears in their hands which kind of crackle at the end with a sort of like green electric kind of energy. They kind of like diddle it, ride down, sort of threading their way through a rocky outcrop, and they're like, "Hail and well met! Which way did the beast go?"
That away.
That
Wait,
way.
our seagulls.
Yeah.
Ah, come friends, we will avenge them, and then we will feast. Let's hunt a horror.
Yay.
You want
Yes?
us? You want us to join you?
Yeah, sure, why not?
I mean,
ride the centaurs, or is that
You doing anything?
That's a faux
You got
pas, I
anything
think.
better to do?
yeah,
We
is it
can
a
help-
faux
no, we
pas
can-
to ride the centaurs?
All right, I mount one of the centaurs.
Yeah, I get on the other one. All right,
The host is free to like
2 arms! I shout.
Brother Aris,
Is that just
There's-
like 2 arms, 4 legs?
This one's touching me.
I pat its neck and I give him a sugar cube.
I can feel he's touching my back with his butt. They'll go, look, I suppose we did invite. Let's just get it over with and never speak of this again. Come, the horror is fading. And then you go like 2 arms, and then like
4 legs. The Centaur salute.
You can have inspiration for that. That is the best thing I've ever heard. 2 arms, 4 legs.
4 legs. When I say arms, you all say legs.
We'll go on.
Okay,
then.
so we're off in pursuit of the hunted horror, right?
You are indeed.
Well, I know how to get the hunted horror. We flavour Merylwen like seagull food. Seagulls swarm in. It wants seagulls. We then poison a seagull. It eats a poisoned seagull.
Yes, all right. Like, let's get like a wineskin full of poison and cast minor illusion on it to look like a seagull.
Yeah, that's good. And then have it flap around Merylwen's face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I take a wineskin full of poison, which
Yes,
I had on me.
Dob has one, I think.
Yes.
I believe it was sort of part of the lunch that his beautiful fiancée packed for him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot I had this.
Cast minor illusion on that, so it looks like a seagull, and then I'm going to attach it to a fishing line and just sort of like wave it around Merylwen's head,
Okay.
along with the other seagulls.
This is all while you're
is
kind
this
of
going to
like...
work?
This
Casey
is while
told
you're
me this is just
galloping
delicious.
across a tainted
Yeah,
isle,
this is
PS.
from horseback. Yeah, centaurback.
The centaurs are like, what are they doing now, brother? I don't know. I'm having to concentrate on the terrain, but hopefully it's something good. Yes, me too. Otherwise we shall seem so foolish. And they're kind of da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And in fairly short order, you can see a sort of a purple speck kind of darting between the rocky outcrop. It seems to be fleeing when sort of a gust of wind kind of atmospherically goes and overtakes you all, kind of ruffles your hair. The manes of the centaurs are flowing beautifully, and you see this thing is scrabbling up a rock, and then it kind of, you see it stop and kind of turn.
Oh yeah, it's got that good seagull smell.
And even from this distance, you can tell that every single one of its mouths is drooling. Like, it's kind of just like, there's a little fall of, like, a waterfall of saliva here, there's one pooling at its feet, there's one kind of back here, and it starts absolutely thundering towards you. The centaurs go, be ready! We see the beast! 2 arms!
4 legs!
4 legs!
Why do they keep saying that? No! Let's see how the hunted horror...
The seagull that I made was a particularly plump and delicious looking one. I made sure to, just so you know.
Okie dokie. Well, the good news is that it snatches it perfectly. The bad news for the hunted horror is that it also takes a glancing blow from one of the spears.
Good.
Which kind of like shocks it, and you hear it be like, but it's got this prize seagull under its arm, and you see it clambers up a rock. One of the other centaurs like hurls a spear at it, and it kind of ducks out the way and hisses, and then kind of like, while looking at you, just kind of like eats this entire seagull without breaking eye contact, just like that, and it eats the whole thing. Dob, you've been sort of, but not really, but actually imbibing poisons given to you by Katie Pearlhead a lot.
Sure.
Lately. What do you reckon it would do, that quantity of poison?
Well, I mean, I've been drinking the stuff for so long, I've got a little bit of built-up immunity. Obviously, Dob is just a little bit surprised that, you know, the delicious smoothie preparation that Katie made for his lunch could be having an ill effect on anything. But it kind of starts with a burning and then a kind of ice-cold stabbing feeling as it just gets right in your organs.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that from its many different mouths, the hunted horror just sicks itself inside out.
Wow.
And it kind of just like, and then lands with a wet plop. Ironically enough, some seagulls immediately gather and start to feed on it.
Life.
And then they sick themselves inside out, which only attracts more bigger seagulls. The centaurs kind of stand there and go, Hooray! The day is
hunt.
won.
The glorious hunt is over.
Hooray! What?
You weren't bringing this back to the village to eat, were you, or whatever?
Well, no.
Good.
So you were just hunting
Why?
for sport.
Are you?
For
No, these
shame,
things are a
sometimes.
scourge on our people. They come after our sick, and our old, and our young. The horrors are dreadful. It is our sworn duty to slay them however we can. Although,
All right.
in all honesty, we probably won't do poison again. I feel a little sick, brother. How about you? So sick, brother. And I
Well,
do
it's
not
been
mean that
taken-
as a compliment.
It's been
Well,
taken
next
care
time,
of.
just breed up a bunch of seagulls and,
Yeah.
you know.
But we'll be taking the reward now. Whatever.
Do you wanna come and help-
Cash
do
is
you
fine, or
Oh no, here is your
Egbert's
reward.
right.
Feel that? It is the satisfaction of a good job well done.
No!
Feel it.
Why don't you come and help us fight a big evil pirate mind flayer? How about
hey,
that?
yeah. How do you feel about? I mean, if you think this horror is bad, wait until you find this. See this guy. He's.
Give me a
You
real
probably
mess
wouldn't
for
be
your
into
old
it.
and
It's
your
the
sick.
ultimate prey. It's
Oh
only
yeah.
yeah.
They're probably not elite enough hunters.
Well done. Let's not be hasty now. I tell you what, we shall agree to help you on your adventure on one proviso.
Name
We
it.
don't squash you with a wheel.
Two provisos.
Okay.
Don't squash us with a wheel, oddly specific, but we
No
don't want it to
promises.
happen. And can you please get off us?
Oh,
Oh.
I suppose.
Okay.
Thank you.
Fine.
You're violating
my centaur
several
on
of
the
our most
flanks
ancient...
And dismount.
Yeah. I guess I'll have to eat this juicy, crunchy carrot. I say, and start to loudly crunch it down.
Well, let's not be too hasty. Why? Oh, okay. Why? I tell you what. Here's a material reward in exchange for the carrot. Would you like this arcane signet?
I would love it. Thank you.
Ooh.
Okay. It is
Is it cursed?
Yes. I assume so. Because it's a beautifully cut stone. It's kind of
Look at
this
that.
green emerald that is kind
Oh,
of
green. Hang on.
giving off sort of green flames. Like,
There we go. Green.
yeah, that's
Sounds
yeah.
amazing.
Close enough. But it does appear to have sort of a tortured-looking face on the inside. That could be me misreading the illustration, but it's certainly from a certain angle and in the right light. This arcane signet appears to have a face trapped in it. This is an artifact. Ordinarily, if we were playing Magic the Gathering Commander Legends Dungeons and Dragons Battle for Baldur's Gate, nailed it. You could use this card to add 1 mana of any colour in your commander's colour identity. So we're going to translate that to D&D as for you get 1 extra spell slot in each of your levels.
Pretty good.
Thank you.
Whoa.
You're welcome.
Nice.
I've got so many curses on me at the moment anyway. I mean, they basically all cancel each other out.
What's
It's
one
not-
One
more?
more curse,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Okie dokie. Well, let's see.
Can we have? Obviously, we forgot to bring the wheel with us.
No, we didn't.
Oh, we've got the wheel.
Oh, you've
Have we
got
got the
that
wheel?
right.
I would never leave the wheel behind. The wheel is my
Okay.
new best friend.
How big is the wheel? Can,
Prudence has been
like-
dragging the wheel. It's
On a
been
chain,
a struggle,
yeah.
honestly, but she's been dragging it along.
I trailed it
What's the
behind
kind
my
of
centaur.
circumference of the wheel?
It's like a wagon wheel, isn't it? Like a cart wheel.
Oh yeah, okay, cool, nice. I just want to make sure we've still got it. I don't know how, but I reckon it's going to be
It better be.
crucial.
It's coming with us.
Yeah, you've got it. That's. I mean, you hear the centaurs kind of be like, that must be the wheel that we have asked them not to crush us with. Good thinking. I would not like to be crushed by that thing.
That's all
Or just,
spicy.
stay in line and you won't.
Me neither, brother. Oh, this one is eavesdropping. How roguish. Have they no honour?
Smoke bomb.
It's in my eyes and my nostrils. My human-sized nostrils.
All right, let's continue onwards because we need to kill this guy, and you're in it now. 2 arms.
Four legs.
Four
Now
legs.
you've got us doing it now. Great news, in fact, because I have just drawn the card Nephalia Drownyard, which actually, now I say it out loud, doesn't sound very positive.
No.
Sort of in the foreground, you can see a lot of what basically just look like tombstones that are not in great nick. They're sort of a bit ragged and they seem to have sort of fallen over a little way. But you sort of come up onto the shore of this tainted isle, and among the rocks there is a vast what looks like a shipwreck, actually. It has these big spooky sails that are sort of tatters in the wind. And at first you think, that is one big ship that somebody wrecked here and then left all alone. But hark! What is that? You see movement along the taffrail, and it seems that perhaps this ship isn't quite so abandoned after all. And perhaps this ship isn't quite as ordinary as you might think. Because, none of you has ever seen a spell-jamming ship before, but having seen one now, you're like, that's almost certainly a spell-jamming ship. That thing can go to space. And it seems like...
And of course I understand what a spell-jamming ship is.
Of course.
And of course,
But for
I
the
understand what space is.
Yeah. But for the
Yes.
benefit of the audience who maybe don't know, these
What's
ships...
a ship?
These ships travel through the stars.
Through the stars.
They are like old sailing ships, but in space.
But in space.
Space
Yeah.
is up, Dob, but really far.
Yeah.
Like up and keep going.
When you go up in the sky and it stops being blue and becomes black, that's space.
Then you're in space.
Or at night time.
Yeah, at night time it's all space.
Yeah.
Much quicker to get to space at night.
Space comes all the way down to the ground at night time.
Yep. Just as soon as that second son of Geth goes away, once you've had second set,
Yeah.
then space comes right down to say hello.
We're all in space at night.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
got
Yep.
it.
That's why everyone has to carry around their own personal oxygen supply at night time in Geth. That's canon.
Oh no, that's so inconvenient.
I know. Well, you've learned to live with it. This is simply
yeah.
a fact of life for all of you.
Yeah, wherever it hasn't been mentioned, it's been implied.
Yes. The sun is starting to go down, actually, and you do get the sense that these centaurs aren't from this realm. So if you are going to save them from an almost certain asphyxiation because they don't have their own personal oxygen supplies for nighttime in Geth, you're going to have to get a wiggle on with this adventure. But the good news is you appear to have found the scavenger, the spell-jamming ship of Captain
Woo.
Negatron, which is basically it's moored up here on the beach, and it's what's making Geth go all funny.
Is it hovering or is it actually in the ocean? Like, in what ways does it look like a not standard seagoing vessel?
That is a good question. Being in the sea is, I suppose, a kind of hovering, but this ship is actually hovering an inch above the water. So it looks pretty normal, but then you're like,
Okay.
hold on
Hold
a minute.
on. Okay.
All right, folks. Well, if I know anything, it's how to board and take over pirate
It's how to
ships.
sink a ship.
So we're gonna all put a dagger in our teeth and then swing on ropes across to the boat and then just kill everyone until we get to the captain and then kill them and then we have the boat. That's ours. That's how it works. So who's with me? I say,
Okay.
clamping a knife between my teeth.
Ow.
Sure, I
It's
don't
going to
have
be a
better
lot harder
plan.
for the centaurs, probably.
Centaurs are fine swimmers. Oh no, swinging across on ropes.
Yeah.
That is a challenge for a centaur, yes.
Yes.
Do you
Maybe
have
we can
a...
get up there and drop some sort of ladder or gangway.
Get-
or-
yeah.
I don't think
get the
horses do
gangplank
better
down.
with ladders, to be honest.
We really don't like a ladder.
All right, a
do you
broad
have some...
gangway.
Yeah.
Why don't we just sort of tie the end of the rope round our
And we will
lovely
hoist.
equine tummies,
We'll
Right.
hoist you.
and then we'll swing in and come clattering on the deck with lots of hooves. Unless we're doing this quietly. Oh, I don't know. Listen, we've never tried to board a ship before.
Oh, I tell you what, rather than boarding onto the deck, what we could do is roll the big wheel down the sort of hill coast along the beach and smash it into the side of the ship. And then, all pile in through the gun
Or
deck or
breach
something.
the hull or something.
Breach the
Yeah,
hull is
why
good.
not?
And then the
Breach the
horses
hull.
can come in.
We're,
Okay.
you know what?
Make
Yeah,
it make a
never
nice
mind.
big horse hole.
Horseman.
Hole.
Just,
All right, but they need
it
the
sounds
same
like a great
height
plan.
clearance, is
Whatever
what I'm
you're
saying.
planning to do,
Oh,
just
they
do
need
it.
more.
Okay.
Gotta be careful.
Right.
We don't want to
We
make
need
them
to
the
launch
centaur
this
of
wheel
attention.
then.
Let's get the hull breached. Who's got the wheel, Prudence?
I've got the wheel.
All
Been
right.
yanking it
I
on
feel
this
strongly
chain.
that someone should stand in the middle of the wheel and run it and
Like a
cartwheel it.
hamster.
Sounds like you're volunteering, Dob.
No, I don't want to do it. It sounds scary and dangerous. Egbert, you do it.
Okay, if you say so.
And if you were breathing fire at the same time, it would become a fiery wheel of blades
Wheels on
and
fire.
Yeah.
This is fine. I mean, presumably inside the wheel is the safest place to be from the spikes.
It's the only safe place.
Yes.
Can you afford not to climb inside a spike wheel?
You are going to have to sort of prise the cover off a little bit to get in
That's
there.
all right. Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, no
all
worries.
right. Maybe
All right.
a
Egbert's the heaviest as
athletics
well,
check
so-
to kind of like to climb your way in there without
That
breaking the wheel
is
too
a
badly.
dirty 20.
It's like you've been joyriding in dangerous death wheels all your life.
There's a lot you don't know about me.
And how? The centaurs kind of looking at each other like, it does make that look easy, doesn't it? All right. Well. Okay. So your plan is to just sort of start running and to spin it up and then crash it into the
like a hamster wheel type thing.
Okay. I don't.
Maybe like if
whenever-
there's a bit of a. Is there a bit of a like a bit of the cliff that looks a bit like a ramp that might like give me a bit of extra lift?
Sure. Why not? Yes. Absolutely.
All right, I'll aim for that bit then.
It's a gravestone. You are
Okay,
in a
but
Nephalia
it's
drown yard.
tilted over. Yeah.
Yeah. Just wanted you to be aware that you are going to desecrate someone's.
It's the gravestone I made for Gravelax.
Yeah, you have taken the tombstone that you made for Grazilax, the Illithid scholar.
Yep, that one too.
Yep.
Someone else died?
To lose two Illithid scholars in one session.
You sort of pitch it into the... Almost like you're planting a surfboard. You kind of pitch it into the sand at a canted angle that makes it look like a pretty cool ramp for a swell guy trying something dangerous.
Yes, let's do it.
Okie dokie. This is probably going to be strength athletics.
Oh,
to
come
spin
on.
that sucker up.
Help him out. Give him some bardic inspiration.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, D&D things.
Yeah. All right. Well, seeing as you mentioned the surfboard thing, I mean, I'm lootless at the moment, but I bring out the old tin whistle and bust out a fairly radical ding 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 ding.
Nice.
God, that would be torturous on a penny whistle, wouldn't it?
All right.
So
The centaurs
inspiring.
like are rearing up. Just like,
Obvious distress.
They even start whinnying like a horse.
Sorry, my phone just rang.
Oh, I thought you were doing a song.
Yeah, that was
So-
inspiring.
Let's go Death Wheel now.
right,
Everybody's
okay.
learning how.
Feeling suitably inspired by that, I've rolled a 5 + 4 is 9.
Okay.
What do you
and
get
then
to
we-
add with bardic inspiration?
What do I add with bardic inspiration? Please say like 11 or something.
You get to add. Wait.
This is how
Nothing.
rarely we use bardic inspiration.
Oh, sorry. Can it gain 1d8?
Oh, that's pretty good. If you roll well.
Is that added to what I've rolled with my?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, roll a D8 and add it on.
Okay. Let me just. Get my
Okay, to
D8 out.
D8.
Yeah, locate a D8.
It's
is
the
not
it's
the-
the triangle
The two
one that isn't a
pyramid.
3.
Got it. 5. So for a total of 14.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm actually kind of sad that went okay, but it does go okay. You kind of like, there's a little bit of like dry spinning on the sand, like before the wheel suddenly gains purchase, and kind of starts to hammer it down the beach. It in a cruel sort of echo of the fate of its master. The tombstone is split in two as this this wheel kind of like tears it down the beach, but it holds just long enough for the spinning wheel of Deathbert to take off and kind of like, and you kind of watch it go, and then there's just a sort of like a terrible almighty crunching noise. Egbert, you feel the familiar, comforting sensation of crashing through something on the inside of something else.
Good.
You hear a sort of like, and the wheel itself kind of topples over, and you're kind of there, just like, whoa. But you're alive, you're unharmed,
Good.
and you're
Right,
inside the
Corazon,
ship, all right.
How's this done? Daggers in mouth, right?
Yeah.
Daggers in
I-
mouth. If does this boat have sails?
Yes, they're kind of like spectral, sort of flappy, ones that
Can I
move
stick
move
a
almost
knife
as if
in
they're
it and
underwater.
Can I go down them with a knife?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
If you
gonna
want
be
to do
quite
that,
slow.
I found that's pretty cool. Everyone?
You'd have to climb all the way up first, though, right?
Well, you swing across to it, jump off, and then stick the dagger in.
What are we
Slide
singing
down.
from? Because we don't have a ship.
You're always bringing up details, Melanie.
Corazon's the ideas guy.
Yeah. We'll go to a nearby ledge.
Let's.
We just went to all this effort to breach the hull with a spinning wheel of death.
Yeah.
Why don't we
If you
go
wanna
in the
sneak
hole?
in, like uncool not pirates, then fine.
Yeah.
I say
Well,
stamp off
I would
angrily.
like to. I'd like to. I'm like, everyone go for the hole, and I would like to cast spike growth on the deck of the ship, so that as people are like, "What was that?" and running around, they hopefully run into it.
Trip into some spikes.
Okay.
I'm still going to have a knife between my teeth.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
I
we
like
should
that.
all have a
I
knife
think
between
we
us.
should all do that.
Yeah, agree.
I cast spike growth with a knife between my teeth. I don't know.
All
I
we
hand out
have,
knives to everyone.
Oh,
All right,
thank
remember
goodness.
which knife you've got.
all we have are our energy spears, and
Yeah,
those are not nice to put in your mouth.
No. All right, everyone take a knife.
Like licking a 9-volt battery, is it, or something?
Yeah. I remember.
What's one of those? I'm from a different realm.
You'll get him eventually, I'm sure.
Okay.
I've memorized who's got what knife, so don't try and run off with it.
Thanks, Corazon.
Yeah.
All right,
Thank you, human. Ha. What do we do now?
charge across the beach, or
Okay.
Legs! Ow, I cut my lip.
I swallowed my knife.
Oh no. That's just there now. You've just got a knife in your tummy.
Ah.
oh
You
no.
know, like when they like examine the contents of like sharks' stomachs.
There's license plates
That's
and things.
yes. Like that's just how Dob is.
Does it mercifully finally kill the fish in his lung?
No, that thing, like Dob, unfortunately, over time has swallowed enough individual chainmail links that the fish has fashioned itself like a
tabard.
coat of mail. Yeah.
Aw.
So it's just like
Aw.
sat there. It's like you have to put it in there to kill me. Yep. So no dice. In
Okay.
fact, the fish has a knife now. I don't make the rules.
It's got a knife and armor. It's better equipped than
That's
any
your
of
next
us.
D&D character, Dob.
Your dog dies and the fish emerges.
We'll just be sat around a campfire one day and Dom will just burst open.
Or the fish will, you'll die and the fish will just start puppeting you like a mech.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yes, please.
Oh.
All
Well,
See if we can make that happen.
I mean, you're about to take on a legendary planeswalker, so today could be the day.
He's about to take on a legendary planeswalker, I say, planeswalking into the ship.
Could have inspiration just to stick it to the bit. Okie dokie. So, you are all just planeswalking your way into the hole in the hull, right?
Yes.
Yeah, let's go.
Okie dokie. You kind of like planeswalk your way up. The centaurs have to sort of crouch a bit, but you do indeed get into the hull. It seems like no one has come to investigate the noise just yet. It's very, very gloomy in here, like very dark and dingy.
Cast dancing lights.
Great. You reveal the inside of the hull of the ship is kind of covered in like beautiful coral, which responds to your dancing lights by starting to give off its own kind of bioluminescence. You feel like some of these shapes are actually kind of like almost humanoid, and indeed the dancing lights kind of illuminate a piece of coral that kind of turns, and you realise it is a person
Ew.
that's kind of just sort of attached to the ship, and they go, "Captain,
I kick its face off.
Captain." Make me a strength attack, please.
I will. That's 19 plus 1. 20.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you kick its head off. He goes, "Captain."
That's enough out of you. All right. Anyone else want to shout for the captain, I say, raising my leg into a pre-kick.
Captain. You hear another voice
Oh,
that
for God's
someone is
sake,
trying to throw their voice.
I do a running kick at wherever the voice is coming from.
Okay, it takes you about 10 minutes, but you do eventually kick all of the coral to pieces on this part of the deck.
Sick.
You're just done, and you're like, great, now no one knows we're here. When you hear like a whoom, like an extremely heavy tread
Oh,
on the deck above you, and you hear like a. In fact, wait a minute! I just noticed a little detail. You hear like two very distinct noises. You hear like tock,
Oh, he's got a peg leg.
tock.
Ah,
Horizon, why
so-
don't you have a peg leg?
So overdone. So like maybe 10 years ago I'd have had a peg leg, but now please.
Please.
Some light is kind of filtering through now as it's sort of getting on for second set now, so the light is kind of just starting to lance onto the deck, and you're getting little square beams of light coming through from kind of the galley hatch above, and then the light is kind of obscured partially by sort of an outline of a figure, very broad-shouldered figure wearing an impressive tricorn hat. They've got like nice. It looks like they have ruffs at their sleeves. In one hand, there is the outline of a cutlass, and just sort of around the sort of this section, you can see sort of the silhouette of tentacles just kind of moving around as if drifting on ocean currents, even though you can't see them. And you hear voice. You hear kind of like a as some of the tentacles start to configure themselves, and then you hear, "Who'll be on my ship?"
We're on the gun deck, right? Are there cannons here?
Yes. What kind of spell jamming ship would this be if it didn't have cannons?
Can we try and swivel a few of the cannons round and
I'll keep him
fire
busy.
them upwards? Yeah. If Corazon keeps them talking, we can point 4 cannons.
Okay.
You go and parlay.
You
Yeah.
gonna try? Okay. Yes. Good. Are you all trying to do this stealthily? I assume.
Yeah, well, I'm going to run
Yeah.
to the front and be like, "'Tis I, the feared pirate captain, Corazon de Baena. And I be here to offer ye a bargain."
So while that's happening on the top deck, we're one floor below, right? Like pointing our cannons kind of upwards.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
If you're doing cannon stuff, make me a stealth check.
trying to blast upwards through the deck into his zone.
Yeah. You see one of Captain Negatron's kind of crewmates kind of like scutters across the deck. It looks like a giant sort of mantis shrimp. Kind of comes along and kind of clack, 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 makes like inquisitive clacking noises. Captain Negatron says, "Not yet. We don't kill them yet. He wants to talk. He'd like to parley. He'd like to parley." And he's kind of just standing there with his cutlass at his side, being like, "What have ye to say, Corazon de Baena?"
I'm here to offer ye a bargain, friend. I am king of the pirates in these parts. I rule these seas. And I see here ye have a fine spell jamming ship on ye. And I believe that the two of us could work together to a mutually beneficial arrangement.
"Why should I cut you in on my ship?"
Oh, I've plenty I could offer you, friend, I say. Why, I know this realm like the back of my hand, whereas this realm is alien to ye.
"True, but I have been through many a realm. What have ye to offer that I could not find myself?"
There's things ye don't know about this realm, I say.
How those stealth checks coming? Go
I've
on,
done mine.
list some of them.
Well, for a start, the air is acid. Not here, but in the rest of it.
No, it isn't.
Well, you haven't seen it. It is.
I am immune to acid damage.
Right, well, here's...
What am I
There's
rolling
other
for stealth?
things.
Sorry.
Hurry up with
Dex-
the stealth checks, damn it!
just a stealth check.
17.
Dexterity
17.
stealth. 17, nice. 10.
5.
So,
So
okie
bad at
dokie.
stealth. So bad at stealth.
Yeah. Okay, so the great news is you've got 2 cannons now, sort of moved and kind of like pointed up at the deck.
Okay.
I
Prudence.
have a question. We know where he is, right? And do we know where
Yeah.
he's sort of standing based on what we can see through the things?
Yep.
You know how you'd have like a hammer and nails to repair the ship, right? For damage. Can I just like nail his peg leg to the deck?
Yes, you can certainly give it a go.
That's the best plan any of us have ever come up with.
Okay, so I'm gonna say because your stealth you rolled like
I got
a 17.
16.
Right? Right, 16. Okay, so for that you've got your cannon in place and you managed to kind of like looking between the gaps in some of the boards. You're pretty sure that you've found the place and you've got a nail there. You're gonna get like one shot at this.
Right. Okay.
You're gonna have to just like drive it home in one.
Okay. So what am I rolling?
I'm going to call this a
Carpentry.
strength athletics check.
Okay. You call it that.
And the
Well-
seagulls in our realm. 10 times the seagulls in your realm.
That's not true anyway. How did you know about our seagulls?
I've studied your realm. I know all about it's bad. It's a rubbish realm for idiots.
Which one's my realm then?
It's realm 7. I didn't think I'd know that, did ye?
Ye know nothing of Captain Negatron. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you were stalling for time.
Stolen for time, am I? Well, would a man who's stolen for time tell you about the 27 varieties of clam that can be found along these very beaches?
How many types of clam?
Oh, 27, that's right, friend.
List
Bet
them.
ye don't have 27 varieties of clam, do ye?
This much I will admit. Perhaps we can do business after all. Name the clams.
Well,
Egbert, roll it. How are we doing?
I got a 13.
Okay. It doesn't go like you don't drive it all the way in, but you manage to snag him. Like he's going to be a bit like. So he. Okay. Here's what happens. Several things happen at once. He leans in and goes,
Tell me of the clams. List them.
and then there is like a dunk from below, and he goes, and kind of looks down, and it's like, and notices that something isn't quite right with his peg leg as Egbert drives this home. Also, at the exact same moment, Prudence, you remember that 5?
Yes, I do very well.
Okay.
I'm looking at
The good news is that you have you've managed to sort of like unbuckle your gun carriage from the sort of the lines that say when it fires prevent it from shooting all the way across the deck, and you found a handy rope that's attached to this just sort of like little teeny metal hammer on the top of the cannon. You don't think it's very important. What it looks like is the perfect kind of thing to pull a cannon across the deck and into position with.
Yes, yes.
So you just give that a little whoop, and then the hammer just boom down. The cannon goes fires, and being free of the ropes that keep it from going straight across the deck, it flies straight across the deck into one of the other cannons, and they both get blasted out the side of the ship.
Oh.
Oh, that's the one. Alongside one centaur.
Oh.
You just hear it go, brother!
Oh, that's stealth. That's bad stealth.
the worst stealth.
That's the
The
worst
other centaur
stealth.
turns back, kind of spits out his knife and goes, "Why did you do that?"
I don't know cannons. I'm a cannon beginner, and I was.
She's not been canonized.
Yeah.
Yeah, be mad at her. She's got the terrible puns. I just killed your brother.
Okay.
In
and
the
at this
deathly
point-
pause following canonized, I fire my cannon.
Oh yes, of course, that thing. Yes. Yeah. Not been canonized. I assume you're setting off both of them. Are we setting
Yeah,
off
I
both?
think we got 2 pointed, right?
Yeah, yank
Yeah.
them both.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right then. I am going to try and make a dex saving throw for the good bad Captain Negatron. I'm going to do it at disadvantage because he's literally nailed to
somewhat
the deck
nailed
of his
to the
own
deck.
ship, and he doesn't know about the cannons. In fairness, he's about to learn because I just rolled an 8, which let's pull up some of these hastily thrown together stats. With a dex of +1 is a mighty 9. So let's just say we're about to roll initiative, but first we need some damage on cannons. What's the damage on? Let's call it
Big gun.
Big 4d10 for both shots, basically. He's about to take 4d10's worth of damage.
Okay.
And then we'll roll for initiative. Who's going to roll
Do we
it?
roll the damage?
Yeah, two,
Yeah, please.
two each, right?
Yeah,
two
you-
yeah,
D10s
do-
each.
Okay.
The cannon havers.
So shall I roll the? I'll roll the 4d10.
Oh,
Sure,
yeah.
whichever.
Okay.
Good.
It's only 18.
Across 4d10?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Whoa.
Is that 4d10s for both cannons?
Yes,
Ah.
that's both shots.
Ah.
So, how much was it?
18.
18's not terrible in fairness.
Slightly below average, right?
But on the plus side, like, the whole point of this plan is that now he's going to fall down onto our deck and we can just stab him with stabbing
Stab him with our knives.
while he's prone. Like the heroes we are.
Or push him back onto my spike growth.
Oh, I forgot about the spike growth.
You'd have
That's
to
a
lift
very
him
good
back
point.
up onto the deck, though, right?
Yeah, it's probably just easier to cast it again downstairs. Anyway,
Yeah.
what's the point in talking about hypotheticals when we could be doing this in a well-structured system based on
Yeah.
how high you roll a d20 right now?
Yay!
Hooray!
There's got to be a snappier way to say that. Someone will come up with it, I'm sure.
I rolled 9.
6.
6.
27.
Ooh.
That's a natural 20
Sure.
plus.
Plus everything. Plus
Crit,
various
crit,
modifiers.
crit,
Prudence.
Oh, 7, I said. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I missed that. Wow, some high rolling there. And then the captain. I can't believe it. Well, I only rolled a 7, but with the +1, that's 8. So he's still going third, which isn't terrible. No. Throd. Okie dokie. Oh, and I suppose the one remaining centaur. Rolled a 7. Seriously? Okay. Centaur. Who's he going to attack? No one knows.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm excited to find out. Corazon, you there is a sort of a ringing in your ears as two cannons have just gone off under your feet and about 6 foot further forward of you. The air tastes comfortingly like black powder smoke.
Yeah.
And you see Captain Negatron kind of just tumbling into the deck below. And he hadn't even got past the second of Geth's clams.
Yeah, the purple bearded clam. Particularly good at this time of year. Yes, at this point, being on the deck of a pirate ship with cannon smoke floating around me and a tumbling enemy falling before me, instinct takes over, and I go, yeah! And I sort of fling myself after my opponent, and I attack him with my cutlass.
I love it. Okie dokie, yeah. Please make me your cutlass attack.
Okay.
Are you getting sneak attack on this because Negathron's not gone yet?
I'm getting
This
sneak
round.
attack on this because I'm a swashbuckler and I'm directly in front of him, screaming in his face.
Oh, that'll do it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, this is the most you thing you could be doing at any given moment. I don't know why I even asked.
So that is.
You're looking to beat an AC of 15, please.
Okay, so that is
12 plus.
16.
Great. So that is very much a hit. Can you roll me damage, please?
I can indeed. Right.
Oh,
So
this.
this is 1d8 plus 4d6.
Okay, this could be a classic 0 rounds of combat completed
Okay, so
Oxventure boss battle. I'm not going to lie to you.
21.
Okay, it isn't. So that's, well, not yet anyway. You haven't killed him outright, which is great. 21.
Yay.
Okay. What does it look like? You you can, yeah. It's a gimme. What's it look like?
I draw my cutlass and I spring down the stairs with him, and we sort of fall down the stairs, sort of tussling and punching. And then we reach the bottom of the stairs, and I roll over onto my back and sort of kick him off me in a sort of like judo throw style scenario. I do a shoulder roll, jump to my feet, and then carve a C into his chest.
Clams, he says.
That's right, C for clams, I say.
Okay, Egbert, A terrifying-ish now pirate mind flayer has just tumbled to the deck and started yelling about seafood.
Okay. I say eat this, and I shove a lit bomb into his mind flaying gob.
Okay. All right.
Like an uppercut, but straight up there.
Yep. I'm going to make this an opposed check because he's probably not that keen on eating a bomb.
No, I wouldn't have thought so, but you know.
Okay.
I'm going to be introducing it with some force to his face.
No doubt. Make this a strength athletics check, please.
Yep. That is a dirty 20.
Oh, I rolled 9 plus 1 is 10. And perhaps he was momentarily distracted by the thought of clams. Because kind of on reflex, as you sort of start to put this bomb in, the tentacles kind of and accept it and kind of whoop. You feel it go. You're like whoop.
Yep.
And a bomb goes off inside his head. Could you roll me damage, please?
Sure. 3d6 fire, right? Okay, fine. But inside his head. Do I get any bonuses for inside head?
You can have 1 extra d6 for
That's good.
in
Because I've
being
only rolled
inside
1.
his dome.
3, that's 4. 1 again is 5. Come on. And 4 is 9.
Okay.
9 damage.
Bob inside his head.
Yep.
I did my best. It must have been a bit of a dud.
Well, I mean,
Like
like,
seawater got in it or something.
Yeah.
I mean,
Seagull in it.
you just shoved it into like the watery, messy head of a mind flayer. It was quite literally a damp squib. So it kind of goes like his cheeks go, and then he kind of goes, and like this, he belches smoke basically. And then it's his turn.
Oh dear.
So let's see. I think it's time for a good old-fashioned mind blast.
Oh no, what's a mind blast?
Oh, you remember? It's when your mind gets blasted.
That's what I tried to do. I just did one of those and it didn't work very well.
Well, let's see. He kind of like goes like, and as you watch, it's almost like a dolly zoom. Like he seems to get closer, like aggressively, but still stay in the same place and stay the same size. And the smoke seems to just continue billowing out as he emits psychic energy in a 60-foot cone. Please make a intelligence saving throw.
My mind.
DC is 15.
Oh,
Okay.
dear.
Well, I got a 6.
I got 7.
Oh lord. Oh yeah, 17.
Great.
My mind. Like a steel trap. Unblasted. Or I don't know, maybe I take... do I take less damage? I don't know.
No, you don't take any damage.
Yes!
12.
My mind! Like
Okay.
a steel trap.
12.
12. Okay. Gosh, it's a good thing Prudence managed to make that work.
Oh no, everyone's minds got blasted.
So yeah, the rest of you, you are stunned for a minute. You can attempt an intelligence saving throw on the end of your turn in order to shrug it off. But I'm going to roll 4d8 and add 4 to it now.
What?
1, 2, so that's 3, 8, so that's 11,
Oh boy.
6, 17, 18, 19, 21 points of psychic damage to everyone, please.
Ouchie. Oh. Does everyone have nosebleeds and ear bleeds?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
eye bleeds?
And I bleeds.
So sick of getting my mind flayed.
The centaur gets flayed.
yeah, the centaur.
Yeah, let's see how the centaur does. Centaur gets flayed, all right.
No!
Centaur's not feeling too
I
clever.
was hoping the centaur could hoof him.
Well, never say never. I mean, probably not. But okie dokie. So, it's you're all quite hurt, but it could be worse. He could have you in his grasp and be extracting your brain right now, which is probably his plan. So let's hope that those saving throws are good on your turns. Blessedly, though, it is Prudence's turn now. Prudence, what are we doing?
All right, Prudence, finish the fight.
I drew
I look around at,
Yeah.
at my friends on the floor, on the deck, with their eye bleeds and ear bleeds. And
Finish the fight, Prudence, I think I say. What I actually say is...
oh no! Oh, what a mess! I say, and Eldritch Blast Captain Negatron
Okay.
in his squiddy face.
Here we go then.
Yeah.
Make me those attack rolls, please.
All right, let's have those attack rolls.
Remember,
All right.
his armor class is 15.
Okay. All right. Well, neither of them were terribly good, but one of them was 15 and one of them was 8.
Okay, so you've
Or
hit
8+.
at least,
Yeah.
you've made one hit,
Yes.
which is good
Oh yeah, and
news.
then we want the damage on that. So
Yes, please.
Okay, so one of them goes askew and hits
Centaur.
I don't
Centaur.
Why not?
We might need
Okay.
that centaur to like revive one of us.
Yeah. That might
Maybe.
be the new party healer.
The centaur's
right.
probably not our friend anymore, though.
Centaur's not really
we
aware
don't know
of
that.
anything going on right now. He's extremely
yeah.
stunned.
Okay, plus charisma. Okay, that's 7. Not my finest hour.
Okay.
How is that? Alright, the one remaining Eldritch Blast hits him in his squiddy face.
Yeah, okay. We'll say that it was 7 damage as well to the centaur. So he's
Oh, right, yeah, I didn't
like
roll for damage on the centaur. Okay.
it's fine. Like a Jonathan Safran Foer novel, he's extremely stunned and incredibly blasted. Negathron is not looking too happy, to be honest. He's kind of swaying lightly, and not in like a fun, I'm a pirate captain, and I've had a few grog sort of way. He's despite the appeal of 27 different types of clam, you think he might be starting to regret showing up in this particular realm.
Yeah.
Let's see if the centaur manages to shake off the... Yes! That's a 19. The centaur goes like... Blah, blah, blah. Maybe the Eldritch Blast kind of like... shook the centaur out of it. Unfortunately, it is the end of his turn. He doesn't get to act on this go. But he kind of goes... What happened? Brother? Oh, yeah. Oh. And he seems very sad. Dub, please make me an intelligence saving throw.
All right. Come back in intelligence saving throw. Come back in the fight, Dob, with a 7.
You are still stunned.
Oh.
They're
I
a
flop
little...
forward.
Meryl, and same deal, please. Intelligence saving throw.
Oh, that's a 19.
Okay, you will be able to act on your
Back in the
next
game.
turn. Mind flayers are nasty. This is not even the first time they've mind blasted you. Corazon, you're
Yes.
up, baby.
Now let me see if I pass this check.
Focus your mind.
Okay. Oh, good. This is good. 22.
Oh, so
For
this
the
was...
I was mind flayed.
Oh, of course you were. Right, your eyes clear and you're like, bah. Gosh, that sucked. So, Egbert.
Can I use a bonus action?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'd like to hide.
Yes, that's reasonable.
Retreat.
Egbert.
Okay. Wait, let me try that again. That didn't work well.
Didn't sound like it.
That's a 3.
Okay, great.
Aw.
Let's see now.
Oh, Captain.
Who's still stunned?
Me.
And Egbert
Yeah.
and Corazon.
No, I'm not.
Oh no,
No,
sorry, not
Corazon.
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 Marilyn?
Double Egbert.
Just
Marilyn
on
is
Egbert.
not. Yeah.
Okay, if it's odds, it's Egbert. If it's evens, it's Dob.
Oh no!
I've
your
rolled a
brains.
1.
No,
okay.
no.
So, let's see. What's your armor class, please?
17.
Do you have any brain armor on? Any head armor?
Got pointy spikes on top of my head, maybe.
Oh,
Okay.
Egbert's brain.
So, the captain lashes out with his tentacles and kind of like, and kind of like the tentacles like grapple onto your face and then kind of go like, and you distinctly feel one of them go like, dunk, dunk, dunk.
Oh, my -1 wisdom.
And
it's
he goes,
finally coming.
you hear him kind of go, "Nyah."
Yes. -1 wisdom comes to the rescue.
Yeah, he effectively missed, but that is how it manifests. He's like, and that's his whole dang go. Prudence, you're up.
Hooray! Oh, that's magical. And so is this. For variety, let's say I grab the centaur's energy spear and I hurl it I level it at the squid face of Captain Negatron.
Great.
Try and skewer him like a big old calamari.
Yes, please. That sounds great. Make me a. So you throwing it or?
I'm going to throw it, but I'm quite close.
Okay.
So obviously, I don't have proficiency in the spear, but I'm willing to give it a go.
So it's a dex check.
Yes.
You've probably got proficiency in just impale.
I've got I've
Horribly impale.
I
That's
love to use a
proficiency.
dagger and a stiletto knife.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, spiky things.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Dexterity, you say?
Yep. Dex attack, please.
Okay, and then right.
Do you add your proficiency bonus? Yeah, why not?
Nice. All right. So that's 16.
Okay, great. That's a hit. What is the damage on big old
On a
energy
spear. Energy spear. Yeah. That's the centaur.
Energy spear. Let's call it a 1d12 plus 2.
A
Why not?
D12 plus 2. Lovely. Okay, here we go. D12. Okay, that's 10.
Okay, so was that with the plus 2 or?
With the plus 2.
Okay, all right. Cool. There's a certain amount of impaling that goes on. You kind of like you stick like the spear right into his shoulder, and he's kind of like. Obviously, being a mind flayer and being sort of a squiddy abomination, he conducts electricity extremely well.
Oh.
And he kind of like
moisture.
And he goes, I yield.
I am what I am.
Just in time
like
for
frying calamari.
just in time for
Proper
Centaur to
sailor.
try and kick Merylwen in the face.
Whoa.
Oh, Merylwen!
Unfortunately, he misses. He goes, terrible pun. Where's my spear, brother? Oh, right. Oh. The Centaur has a bit of a tantrum, but then sort of calms down by remembering that his brother is gone. And Negatron, you see, kind of like reaches up and like pulls the spear out and kind of leans on it and goes,
Perhaps I underestimated the people of this realm.
Yeah.
In fairness, you must be brave in order to have been rewarded with so many different types of clam. I shall take my ship now and depart. But this has been a most unenjoyable afternoon, and I hope never to see any of you again. Please leave my ship. Please.
Yeah.
All right then.
As we leave, I would like, because I'm really mad that he nearly mind played us.
yeah.
I'd like to cast confusion on him so that he doesn't quite go back to where he wants.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
he gets
sure.
literally lost.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. You send him to a different realm, which is like, it's a carbon copy of his favourite one, but the only difference is that clams don't exist there.
Well, as we leave the ship, I would like to pry the Spelljammer drive out of the ship, so I can add it to our own ship. And now I'm just going to wait and see if that's how any of this works.
It's it's so weird. With your sort of strong pirate hands, you start to wrench it out, and you feel like you irreparably break part of it.
Oh no!
And you're like, oh, geez, and it's quite
put it back
embarrassing.
in.
Yeah, you just sort of squeeze it back in.
Okay, looks good as new.
Yeah. You then disembark the ship. You sort of follow the sounds of a centaur weeping. He's sort of hunched over a big pile of metal and wood, and you're not really sure
Horse
what
meat.
that other bit. Yeah, horse meat. It's like, oh, brother.
Oh, gosh.
Sure enough, the scavenger kind of like you hear. It starts to bizarrely because. Ships can't really do this unless they do a very complicated sort of positioning of the sails and the wind is going in the right direction. But the scavenger starts to back up. You hear sort of someone on the deck has a horn. It's just going. And sure enough, it kind of backs up and then sort of tilts and starts to move off into space. It doesn't actually take very long for it to depart because it's nighttime, so space has come right down. You, of course, all of you just you without even thinking about it, just pop on your personal oxygen supplies, which have just been a fact of life in Geth from the get-go.
So much so we don't even mention it.
You don't even mention it. The centaur is kind of like, and you see him starting to asphyxiate is sort of the Geth term for it. But the good news is, as the scavenger kind of takes off, taking the somewhat chastened Captain Negatron off into the stars and into a realm where clams don't exist, and it's going to take him about 3 weeks to realise why he's not catching any. Geth starts to knit itself back together. The centaurs kind of just like fade out of existence. You hear like, and they return to whatever realm they came from, and it's weird. You're no longer on a strange island like a Nephalia drown yard. You're just in a normal field in Geth, right next to a tavern, actually.
Hey, let's planeswalk into this tavern and get ourselves a drink, I say.
You go in. There is a large barrel of ale on the bar.
I'm going to planes drink it.
You order up a round of drinks, and the barman says, "Oh, I'm sorry," and he takes the barrel and turns it on his side and says, "That's tapped."
Oh no!
And that's the story of how. And then a wolf walks in and then just like sicks up a wizard. And the wizard goes, oh, and he disappears with a clap of thunder. And the wolf leaves, and from outside the tavern you hear a female voice go, "Nice one, cheers!" And that's the story of how you booted Captain Negathrod, Planeswalker, out of Geth, and put everything more or less back to normal.
That's right, Negathrod.
Very good, very good.
Thanks, Johnny.
Oh, you're more
Johnny.
than welcome. I have to say, actually, using a magic deck to run a game of D&D it's weird, but it's a lot of fun. So, thanks a lot, Magic the Gathering Commander Legends Dungeons and Dragons Battle for Baldur's Gate.
Yes,
Nailed it.
thank you, what Johnny said.
Yeah, thank you, Johnny, for another wonderful Oxventure. Do remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. To watch lots more Oxventure, we've got a playlist. You can check out all the episodes over there. We have a podcast if you want to listen to this in audio form. And we'll see you next time for another Oxventure. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Bye!
Bye.
Magic the Gathering Commander Legends Dungeons and Dragons Battle for Baldur's Gate is out now, and if you want some more information, there is a handy link in the description of this video.